Welcome to Get Savvy, the podcast for business owners who want to claim back their time through the power of delegation, streamlining, and productivity. I'm your host, Tisha, and today I'm here with my amazing guest, Anesha, who is the creative director at Strictly Savvy. Anesha manages a team of 6 and the delivery of all creative projects from social media to web design, logos, branding, and everything creative in between. And she's here with me today to talk about common mistakes found in website audits.
Hi, thanks for having me. I am excited to be here.
Very, very nice to have you here. So, to start off with, I might get you to tell us about some of the most common mistakes that you guys do find in website audits.
Yeah. So one of the first ones that springs to mind is unclear brand identity. Your website does need to reflect your brand clearly so that your customers can easily identify your presence online. A consistency across your business builds trust with the customer. Websites generally score low for brand identity if they're using colors, fonts, and images inconsistently over their social media, website, physical assets such as business cards, flyers, and all that kind of stuff.
And what do you think makes it inconsistent? Is it people just sort of color picking a color randomly that they think is close to what their branding is rather than using the specific color numbers and codes?
Yes, yeah. Most of the time we will find that just slightly different, like it's slightly different shade. And it kind of ties into inconsistent layout and design. So if each page of the website is inconsistent with their margins, the header and footer, the colors, the font, so the homepage might be one font, and then the next page might be a completely different font, then that definitely gets pulled up because it starts to look a little bit spammy if it's not looking consistent. You need each page to flow seamlessly into the next.
Yeah, absolutely. What should people do if they genuinely don't know what their branding color is?
They should create some sort of branding guidelines somewhere, a document that has it written down what colors you are using, what fonts you are using for your heading, which ones you're using for your paragraph. If you don't know how to do that, then come to us. We can create your branding guidelines for you.
That's awesome. Cool. So what are the key areas that you focus on when you are doing one of the website audits?
So there's 3 parts that we focus on. There's the functionality, which is how the processes and systems within the website work. Are the forms working? Is the online shop easy to use? Are there any 404 pages? Does the website serve its purpose? The next one is user journey. We try to establish what the ideal outcome of the site is, whether it is currently working to subtly push people down a strategic path to their ideal destination for the business, which could look like buying a product, booking a discovery call, signing up to be a member, or just getting in touch or signing up to a newsletter. And the third one that we look at is design decisions. This is how the website visually looks. Is it on brand? Is it relevant? And does it speak to the target audience? Is it consistent throughout the whole website? Does it need more or less visual interest? If there's too much text, people are going to become overwhelmed. They're going to leave. If there's not enough text, then they're not going to get all the information they need. And it's also not good for SEO.
Yeah. And that also contributes to bounce rates. And then, yeah, like you say, it ranks them down for SEO if people are just coming on and then leaving because they don't know what that pathway is and where to go next, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. So how do you actually, out of all of those things, prioritize the recommendations that you're going to give based on the audit? What should be done first or what is most important for each of the audits?
So we prioritize them by urgency. Obviously, we want to put anything that's broken or not working at the top of that list. We want to get rid of those 404 pages. We want to get rid of all of those broken links. Following that, we would suggest changes that improve the site's overall impact, such as content additions, subtractions, and design alterations. Our top priority is to ensure that your website is functioning properly while design changes are considered less important. Our goal is to get your website to the level where it's functioning before we go ahead and add those visual interests, make any copy to your text, remove some text if you've got too much there. And once your website's at this level, then we can look at implementing changes that will have the greatest impact on your website's success and increase the likelihood of conversion, which could look like any of what we just mentioned: buying the product, signing up, booking a discovery call, or just filling in the contact form.
Mhm. Yeah. So do you guys give all of that feedback, including the not so important ones if there's a decent amount of broken stuff in it? Do you guys give the recommendations that aren't as urgent regardless every time?
Yes. You'll receive a detailed report where we will have at the top all of the urgent stuff, which are the broken links. And then we will also have a couple of pages where we will mention the design and anything that we recommend you could do to improve your design, to improve your consistency.
Hmm. So then does the client go away and do the changes themselves, or who makes and implements all of the changes?
We do have some clients who will go away and make the changes themselves if they feel like they're able to. If their website is coded or it's a bit harder, then they'll pass those changes on to their developer. Otherwise, we jump in and we'll often make the changes ourselves. And once we've made those changes, we rerun the report to make sure that the changes we have made have worked and the audit is looking a whole lot better.
Hmm. Cool. So, how important, you mentioned this in the first point, how important actually is brand identity in website design? What are some key elements that people should be considering with this?
Brand identity is essential in website design. It helps your business to establish a strong and recognizable presence online, which in turn will build trust with your consumer. Often, your website is the first point of contact a customer has with you, so it is crucial that the website accurately reflects the brand's value, messaging, and overall aesthetic. One of the most important elements to consider is the use of your branding elements, such as your logos, colors, and your font. They need to be consistent through your website, and ideally, you're using those branding elements throughout all your other business assets. If you come to us for a website build and you don't have any brand identity, the first thing I'm going to do is document your brand identity and your branding element. I won't build a website without those.
Yeah. Awesome. So, what advice would you give to someone who's looking to improve their website's design and performance?
Get in touch with us and we can do an audit. No, but seriously, number one would be define your goals, understand what the purpose of having your website is. What is the end goal here? Do you want them to contact you? Do you want them to purchase something? Do you want them to book a discovery call with you? Once you have those goals sorted, you can prioritize what changes you need to make to ensure your website is aligned with your business goals. And then from there, you can take a look at your website with fresh eyes. Look at your fonts, your colors, your logo. Are they consistent? And then focus on user experience. Make sure your website is easy to navigate, it's visually appealing, and make sure it's optimized for mobile devices. A lot of people are viewing your website on a mobile device before they jump onto their desktop and look into it further. So it's really important to make sure you are checking out what it looks like on your mobile first.
Yeah.
And then you want to read your copy. Does it need to be adjusted to say me and we less? You want to be writing it for the customer. You want to make them feel heard. So you want to be using the you words. Change your statements. You can quite easily flip what you've already got and just change it to you. Another one is optimize for search engines. You need to focus on creating quality content with relevant keywords. You could start a blog and write some posts based on your most frequently asked questions. People are going to be searching out on Google and your website's going to be the one that pops up.
Cool. So, there are a few words in there that potentially people haven't heard before that are listening. So, if you have any questions about what SEO is and some of the other things that Anesha has mentioned in today's episode, then please feel free to reach out to her at the strictlysavvy.co.nz website. On the contact page, you can get in touch with Anesha there. But thank you so much for listening today, guys. This was episode 13, The Anatomy of a Perfect Website. And please don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe to the Get Savvy podcast.